everybody, and welcome back to Heidi's house. If you don't already know me, my name is Heidi and this is my house. This video has come as a request from many of my subscribers, and it has been a long time in the making, and I apologize for not getting around to it sooner. So many of you have requested a full review, wear and tear, and an update on my Madrids. And specifically, these are the TORTIE Big Buckle Madrids, and these are in the Nubuck leather in the color Almond, and these are original sole, narrow width. So there'll be specifically a review on this type, and I've broken this video up into a couple of sections. So I'll be talking about, in general, Birkenstocks, like the types of Madrids that they basically stock, the different type of material. Also, with the specific ones that I have, I'm going to talk about how this specific Nubuck leather has held up for me, the break-in, the fit, wear and tear, overall, and then also how I clean them. And I kind of have a quick hack for you guys with some links if you want to get in on that, because how I clean them works for pretty much all the Birkenstocks, and it works very well. It does not damage the shoe. It takes 2 seconds, and it actually works for whether it's Nubuck leather, any type of leather, and also for the suede of the shoe. I know there's a lot of videos out there about like using different cleaning solvents, and then you can really damage the suede and the cork. And remember, the suede is really there to make your feet breathe and to wick up the sweat. So you don't really want to damage the integrity of the suede even when your oils break it down. This is specifically like if you get like tons of watermarks, or you do want to lift the oil out of it to bring some of the plushness back. So without further ado, let's get started on an in-depth review on the TORTIE Big Buckle Madrid. So in general, I got these back, I want to say, so I purchased these back around 6 months ago. So that would be March or April of this year, 2021. And specifically, I fell in love with wearing Birkenstocks. These were my first purchase. I got them a couple years ago. I'll link the video in a card up above somewhere. These are tobacco oiled, soft sole, my first purchase, narrow. All my Birkenstocks are in narrow. However, they are way too casual for me to wear in the workplace or to kind of dress up. These are the most casual Birkenstocks I own. So I wanted an alternative for me to be able to wear to work, or to, you know, out to a casual dinner, casual Fridays at work, or just for dress down. Typically, I do dress up for work. I'm a trauma therapist, and I have my own practice, and I typically do dress up pretty nice for work. And here and there, you know, I have some dress down days. So on days that I dress down, I wanted an alternative that I can, you know, match these with some skirts or some slacks, some sundresses, etc. And also, if I go out to eat, an alternative, if I did not want to wear heels, I didn't want to get too dressed up, I had some nice slides, but also that would give me the orthopedic support and ride that the original Arizonas would give you. These are not going to replace a nice pair of heels. However, what I will say is that they do, because the strap is cut much lower on your foot and hit your lower bones, the lower metatarsals, you do see that nice arch of your foot. So it does show the more feminine part and arch of your foot, and looks a little more attractive. If you're a male, I do know they make these for males. I believe these may have been the very first style of Birkenstocks they came out with the smaller buckle. I know males wear them as well. It kind of reminds me of like a shower shoe. And by the way, the TORTIE also comes in the EVA. So it also comes in the sole with the EVA, so you can wear it to the pool or to the beach. So anyway, these are a great alternative for casual office attire. for going out to eat, just casual dress wear. I purchased these from Zappos. I'm not affiliated with Zappos, but I find that their shipments come really, really quick. I love their customer service, and I've been a fan for years. You can also purchase, Birkenstocks from Birkenstock, and they have a huge plethora of varieties and styles that you're probably not going to be able to get from Amazon. But this is the box they come in. And mine are in a 36, which is a 5.5. But on the Birkenstock website, you can get the Madrids in a variety of material. So for your uppers. So you can get them in the oiled leather, which are similar to the Arizonas I just showed you, which are going to maintain a lot of the moisture in the leather, and they also repels water. You can get them in burnt gold floor, in velvet, in regular leather, in suede with shearling. And so inside and underneath here and inside in the sole, you're going to have similar to the material they put in Uggs to keep your feet really, really warm. If you live in, in a colder climate, maybe the Northeast, the Midwest, to keep your feet warmer if you want to wear them with socks. Nubuck, that's this. Metallic, microfiber. They have them in a variety of buckles. They have them with the smaller buckle. They have them in larger buckles. They have them the TORTIE, which is a tortoise shell, which this is a green and a little brownish, and I just fell in love. I fell in love with that. I love the neutral of it, and green is one of my favorite colors. But it's a very pale green. And you can wear it with a variety of browns or greens or anything, reds. It doesn't matter. It's a beautiful buckle. Black and silver and bronze. Now this is the Almond Nubuck, and the Nubuck leather is probably going to be your most temperamental leather of all the uppers to get in any of the Birkenstocks, but specifically in the Madrid style. So I'm just going to read you quickly off my note what it says about the Nubuck leather. The Nubuck leather has a gently buffed surface with no grains. As with velvet, brushing the surface of Nubuck leather displaces the fibers and leaves a visible mark. Nubuck leather is very sensitive to moisture and color, and therefore it needs to be waterproofed. So I'll be talking about what I do to clean the Nubuck leather and how I preserved it and the wear and tear of this later on in the video. This part was just to go through the styles that are available on the Birkenstock website. What I will say about the Madrids, both on Zappos and Birkenstock's website, is that majority of the Madrids come in narrow to narrow medium widths. I did not see many Madrids that came in medium to wide widths. And if there were, they didn't have as many options. And I'm not sure why that is, but my biggest guess would be the lack of extra support that the Madrid has over the upper arch. Because when you walk, and I'll get into more of this later, when you walk and you bend the shoe, typically, so here's the Arizona. So when you walk and you bend the shoe, you gain extra stability with the additional strap over your arch, especially when you bend your foot. Because this shoe lacks the extra strap, this shoe does not bend and flex as much as the Arizona and perhaps some of the other Birkenstocks. Fit. Let's talk about fit. So I found that these were harder and had a harder break-in. These are broken in, but I still feel that they're much harder than my other Arizonas that have the original sole. And I spoke about this in, I think, another video. My biggest guess to that also is the lack of the additional strap. So when you walk and you're bending your foot, you're getting the stability. Your foot is maintaining the stability from both the first and the second strap. This strap under your, where your toes end, and this one on the upper arch. So it helps the shoe start to, the shoe is molded to your foot and then it's able to bend. With the Madrid, you're only getting the support and the stability on the upper part of the shoe where your toes end, and on the mid and upper part of your metatarsals, mostly the mid. So what happens is when you walk and the shoe bends, your foot is bending on the lower part, but where your arch is up here, and it would be up here for this shoe, there is nothing to support the shoe to your arch. So the shoe is not really getting that bend up here. And what happens is there's a bend here and then this flops up. You don't hear it, but I would surmise that that is why this shoe doesn't break down and mold to your foot as fast, because it's just not bending as much. So take that for what you will. So I wouldn't necessarily wear this on a long walk at the zoo. I would wear Arizona's to the zoo. I would wear these really long hours to amusement parks or the zoo or things like that, where these are, like I said, a great alternative for the office, a quick food shopping, things like that. And I think they're, more for the orthopedic ride in a casual office setting and quick errands and things like that, where you just want to look a little more dressier, but you're not going to get, for me, hours and hours and hours of that stability and support that you're going to get in the original Arizona, or perhaps the Mahari, I think I'm saying that right, Mayari, and some of the other classic styles that Birkenstock has, that has the additional support on the upper part of your arch. These are going to pair a lot nicer with your dressier clothes. Wear and tear. I have not had a problem with wear and tear with these. I think they've held up incredibly well. Perhaps that's because they have not broken down as much. As you can see, I've had them for 6 months, and I mean, the parts where you can see the imprints of my toes and my heels, they're still pretty plushy. Where, I mean, I've cleaned these like twice, and these are, and I have white ones too that are patent leather Arizonas, and the toes and the heels, the suede has broken down as well. And again, I really attribute that to the lack of the higher strap, which makes the shoe conform to your foot. The leather on here, the leather on this specific Madrid is much more temperamental than other leathers of Birkenstocks, because the Nubuck is much more sensitive to moisture and color. It will show dirt a lot faster. Kind of think of like smudges. I have not had that issue personally. But again, see, I don't have on this one either. There's a little bit, I would say more, kind of normal wear and tear for like dust. It still looks bright and clean and sharp. Just some normal wear and tear for 6 months. So they don't look dingy or dirty or anything like that, but it is something to consider. Birkenstock talks about Nubuck should be, that you have the option of waterproofing them, and that is an option. I have not waterproofed these, but that is something that you can do. And I will put 2 options on the screen One I do have experience using, and I've used it for bags, I've used it for shoes. The first thing, why am I holding mine? You can waterproof them with a product called Apple brand rain and stain repellent. A lot of people use this for their suede or vachetta designer bags. It works fine for Nubuck. And then there's another product. I will put the picture on the screen and link it below as well. That's another alternative you can use for a Nubuck if you want to utilize that. As always read the product descriptions, do your own research, and don't use something because I said, you know, oh, this is a good product for it. Use your own judgment. Cleaning, this is something I use with all of my Birkenstock shoes, and I mean, I love and I would buy 100 times over, but it is this little compact for suede and Nubuck. It says JCPenney $5.35. Now, I got this a long time ago. I'm talking probably 2 decades ago. I got this when, I don't know if any of you are from the generation when the Bucks were out, the Bass Bucks. They were all the rage, and you could get them in like beige or green or like white or brown, and they were selling these like at the checkout counter. But on the one side, there's like a brush, and on the other side, it's like this, kind of like this eraser type material. But many times if I'm doing the dishes or I'm getting kids out of bathtubs or whatever, it's inevitable you're going to spill like a bunch of water inside. And this is kind of like a little cavern or pool, and it gets like water stains. And this thing is great. It just, or even like the oils, what you do is you take the eraser part first and you erase the stain that you want to erase. And I'll do a whole video on how to clean Birkenstocks. And what it does is it buffs out the stain, and then you take the eraser and then you buff the suede. And there, just from this one right here, I just did this toe. The second toe line is gone. Just from that second. So I will put a link on the screen or a picture on the screen somewhere up here for, I mean, obviously you're not going to get this one, but for an alternative that I found on, of course, Amazon. And it's just something similar I found that was pretty cheap on Prime, but there are hundreds on Amazon, and you can kind of look for one that you think you want to give a try. What I would suggest is they do have ones where the erasers are a little darker, perhaps maybe for brown shoes or brown suede or black suede. If you have a beige or light interior, I would stick with a whiter or a beige cleaner. I would stick with a white or a beige cleaning bar, so you don't get any like transfer. I don't think you will. I would definitely suggest you pick up one of these. They work fabulous for water stains or getting out anything stubborn. And I'll do a whole video if you want on how to clean your Birkenstocks effectively. Just comment down below. And it also works on oiled leather as well. They do have one specifically for oiled leather, because oiled leather, you don't want to take the moisture out. So they have a like an oil sponge that you can use to put the oil back in. So and also this is light and this is dark, so you know. So that's cleaning. And let's see, I would definitely recommend the Birkenstock Madrid, specifically the TORTIE Big Buckle, if you're interested in getting the same comfort, orthopedic experience, and comfort and ride as the original Arizona, but want more of a streamlined office vibe, office casual, chicer vibe, these totally do it. Please be in mind, they are a little less supportive than the Birkenstock, than the original Arizona, because they do not have the second strap that supports your ankle. Your foot will shift a little naturally because there is that lack of second strap support, but the cup of the heel does keep your foot in. I would not recommend that you walk in, for long hours in the zoo or sightseeing, things of that nature in these, like you perhaps would in the Arizona. But these are a great alternative to flip-flops. They're a great alternative to other kind of spring, summer shoes, or even like if you live in warmer climates like me, to other shoes that have no support at all. Okay guys, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you got something out of this video that can help you decide whether these are the right shoes for you or not, whether you want to go for the Madrid or whether you want to stick with the original Arizona or go with a Birkenstock shoe that is similar to the Arizona that just provides a little more support. Certainly Birkenstocks makes other kind of office casual shoes that are a little more dressy than the Arizona, but these definitely will make the cut for an office casual or going out and that you can wear cute skirts with or things like that. So I'll see you soon. Bye bye.